A teenager shot and killed by police. Now the city of Akron announcing a multi-million-dollar settlement. Thanks for joining us everywhere at 5 on this Friday and streaming on 19 News Plus. I'm Tiffany Tucker.
And I'm Chris Fry. Akron police, they fired the officer involved and agreed to that settlement to the family of Jasmine Tucker. Catherine Huntley live with the breaking details on this case. Catherine.
Now, the shooting happened on Thanksgiving night of 2024. Now, a grand jury decided not to indict Officer Devon Fields, but despite that, the city of Akron announced today that they have fired him, citing several reasons. The city also announced that they've settled a lawsuit with Jasmine Tucker's family for $4.75 million. This is body camera video showing the aftermath of the deadly 2024 shooting of Jasmine Tucker. Police were investigating a call of shots fired. Seconds after Officer Devon Fields and his partner pull up, Fields opened fire, killing the 15-year-old. Fields said he thought Tucker was reaching for a gun. Now, nearly 2 years later, Akron Mayor Shamus Malik fired Fields. He said the former officer violated the department's body camera policy and failed to provide medical aid to Tucker for nearly 8 minutes after the shooting. Malik released a lengthy statement citing his reasoning. It says in part, "This process has taken longer than anyone would like, but I believe difficult decisions need to be faced head on, and that I owe this community my best judgment. I believe the evidence gathered supports my early concerns about Officer Fields' behavior and warrants his termination." The attorney for Jasmine Tucker's mother and his estate says his firing gives the family some solace.
There's some justice for this family that this officer won't be out there in the field, and that he, at least in Akron, won't be able to do this to some other person, some other child.
Brian Lucy, the president of the Akron Police Union, is disgusted. He says Officer Fields is being made into a political scapegoat. He says in part, "It is important for our membership to understand that neither the chief of police nor the director of labor relations signed off on the termination paperwork. The decision was made by Mayor Malik and Director of Public Safety Craig Morgan. Akron FOP Lodge 7 will fight this unjust termination. We will pursue every avenue available to us to defend our member." A probate judge must now approve a $4.75 million settlement for Tucker's family. However, attorney Stanley Jackson says no amount of money can bring the 15-year-old back.
The money will never be satisfactory to the family. It will never help them with their healing. The money is really about accountability to the city, to force the city to make reform and change so that there isn't another Jasmine.
Now, the police union tells me they plan to file a grievance on the firing and take that case to arbitration. Meanwhile, the attorneys for the family of Jasmine Tucker say they hope now the city of Akron will take police reform seriously so this doesn't happen to anybody else or anyone's family. For now, in Akron, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.